Justice Sotomayor?
Counsel, you are forgetting, however, that there's a requirement of good faith allegations. Merely saying someone dislikes me is not enough, correct?
That's right, and I think—
Now, putting that aside, so much else is, as I pointed out, would be exempted by other provisions, correct?
I don't think a lot of any of the other provisions is really going to address this problem, especially the Congress's preference for these suits to be, for this immunity to be an immunity from suit.
I go back to, they could have said very simply, anything having to do with mail delivery is out. But they use something different than they did in customs.
Oh, but to be clear, our position isn't that the exception should be read more broadly than the court read it in Dolan. The court in Dolan limited the exception.
But what else wouldn't be covered? Even in Dolan, I'm not sure how, accepting your definition of miscarriage, we could have ruled the way we did and placed any limitation, because placing a package on the porch, not near the door or on a step, is a failure to properly carry the mail. You're supposed to deliver to the recipients and not to a porch step.
No, we read Dolan to say that these three terms, and the court described them as harms on page 490, these three harms are harms in the sense that they are bad things that happen to the mail. And I think what the line the court was drawing in Dolan is that if you're alleging a bad thing that happens to someone around the mail or to something else, you're outside the scope of the exception. But what's clearly within the exception are bad things that happen to mail. It doesn't arrive, or it arrives, but it's damaged or it's late. And all we're saying is that's our simple rule. There's no more fine-grained analysis about why the mail didn't get there.